Good morning. We are going live. All right, everybody. Good morning. This is Dr. Kevin, and today we're checking in, talking about some news. USDA Organic now allows glyphosate in organic hydroponic food production. Now, if you're on Instagram and everywhere else, if you're wondering why I'm talking about this, because normally I talk about emotions, thoughts in our body, here's the deal. If we can't get proper nutrition into our system and we're being polluted with it, well, then it affects how your body works, how your mind works, how your immune system works, how your nervous system works. Every organ in your body is being negatively affected by these chemical pollutants. Now, what makes this a double whammy, what makes this really difficult, is that these chemical synthetic herbicides and pesticides and things like this, what they're doing is they are killing things off in your system, making it harder for your body to get any nutrition that is available in the food into your body. And with that being said, the soil in which the food is being grown on is being polluted and toxified, and it is deficient because we're not even feeding the soil. If you don't feed the soil, the plants can't grow the normal way. They can't have the same nutritional value the normal way, and therefore when you eat the plants, you are deficient, even though you're trying to eat all organic. Now, I don't know about anybody out there. If you're not eating organic, well, then you're in a different place. There's these different steps to helping your mind, helping your body get more healthy. And if you're tired of being tired, if you're tired of being sick, if you're tired of colds, if you're tired of medical doctor visits and pharmaceutical drugs, well, there's actually quite a number of large answers for you. You just need to become more knowledgeable. You need to be expanded into this world of how to eat well for your body, which in turn turns on better health, turns on better mental clarity, and that was what this channel is all about. So I posted an article. I posted a picture just a moment ago on the Transformation Community Instagram page, because Transformation Company, you can't get the articles that I posted here in the restream. I'm going to flash it right here. There's the news article. And for those watching elsewhere, see everybody, I got all kinds of things happening here. When you look at elsewhere and you go and read the article, it talks about how they're making these fields of food that's ready for organic growth, but they're clearing it with pesticides and herbicides. And so when you go down here, there's a legal issue of, well, the pesticides aren't touching the actual plant. Well, it makes no sense, because the pesticides are steeping into the soil, and that's what's in the soil, and not the nutrition, not the nutrients, not the minerals. And then the plants that are growing in the soil, or anything else that the soil starts to put off into the air, the outgassing, well, now is part of the plant. One of the things I wanted to share about nutrition is not just from what comes in the soil. Yes, it comes in what we're drinking, but it also comes in what we're breathing. And everything. If you get into a new car, you have that new car smell. Well, those are plastics and other chemicals that are being emitted as the physical matter breaks down. So I'm scrolling through the whole article. Hopefully you can see it. And then when you go back and watch this video, you can pause at different points. You can read the article. And here's a great infographic. So just because the label, I'll put you down here, switch back over to the camera. Just because the label says organic doesn't mean it's organic anymore. Isn't that a kick in the balls right there? And so how can we discover what we're eating? Okay, now certain things are going to be more sprayed heavily than other certain things. So there's something called the clean 13 and the dirty dozen. All right, that's an article to look up. Find out what foods are most heavily sprayed and which ones are not. Secondly, a huge tip right here is, if we're getting into the winter season, so if you're seeing berries, which are out of the growing season now, and there's two kinds, you go to the organic section in your grocery store, and there's two kinds of organic options, and one's expensive and one's cheap. The one that's cheap has probably been sprayed using these methods. The grounds, the preparation has been shortcutted using synthetics to give you the allure of a good quality product, but what it really is doing is sneaking the poison in. So even though it's more expensive, you need to purchase the more expensive one. The second one, the third option, the third thing that you need to be doing is eating seasonally. We need to understand what is in season now, what's in season next month. Your body, your genetics have only been introduced to the chemical revolution less than 100 years, and so our genes are where we get all our information is steeped in eating seasonally, and depending on where the culture you come from is, maybe different, even different food types may be more beneficial for you. There's wonderful books and articles around that type of topic. And finally, support if you can. If you can find someone who's local, maybe there's a co-op, maybe there's someone growing naturally in the city as best as possible, but find out who is a local farmer. Find out your local herbalist. Find out where you can get clean food that is grown. And if you can, begin to grow some of your own. This might be a requirement in the future. And at a minimum, learn to grow a few herbs that you can have on your rooftop garden. And finally, one of the biggest things you can do, if you have some money to spend, and say you're taking supplements right now, shift that money from supplements to different companies. Now, most supplement companies are not doing a good job. 80% of companies are putting synthetics in there. Their labels aren't matching what they're stating. And frankly, you're getting products that your body's not meant to ingest. There's a small percentage of companies that have really high quality products. Not many of them are public access. Most of them are physician access. There is a company called Food Research that has phenomenal products, I believe is public access, and it comes from one of the cleanest places in the world and has great science behind it. Food Research. If anybody else wants direct help and you don't have a professional, holistic healthcare professional, I'm a holistic doctor of chiropractic, where I work with nutrition and detoxification. I've also studied herbalism, and of course I study basically the science of how to get well, the science of wellness, and how ultimately all our systems work together. And if there's toxicity in any one of these systems, or you're deficient of required nutrients, and that can be exercise, that can be thought, that can be beliefs, yes, and that is food. If there's deficiencies in those areas, our body cannot fully express wellness. And when you can't fully express wellness, you can't go out when you want to go out. You can't pick up the grandkids. You don't have the energy to get up for work. You don't have the mental focus to get stuff done, because literally your brain and your body are screaming for help. They're screaming for needs, and we see this as disease. And we give it diagnoses, and we give it pharmaceutical drugs. Sometimes we give it surgery, and that's 99% of the time it's not required. If you've gotten some value out of this, and if you've made it this long, please type in #value, comment. If you need some help and you want some direct assistance, go to drkeving.com. Go to make appointment, schedule a consultation, fill out the application. That way I can contact you. We can set up and find out what your target is, what your goals are, what your needs are. We can begin to feed them, whether it's mental, emotional, whether it's nutritional, whether it's physical structure, whatever it is, whatever your pain or whatever the problem is, there is answers. And I help facilitate people to get those answers and to actually apply the day-by-day strategy into their life to have the transformation they're requiring. Blessings and best regards. That's today's post. If you have any questions, please private message me, send me an email. Go to drkeving.com. There's free content. There's the positivity course. That's where you can get the book, Decode Your Pain. This is where you can get access to some of the classes. And in the shop, there's a bunch of materials and concepts and courses that I used in my life. That's why they're there in the shop to help you. So blessings and best regards.